What's up, guys, and welcome back to Techplant. I have shaken this plant over 250,000 times. Let's check it out. Now, why exactly would I shake a plant over 250,000 times? Well, there's this idea with houseplants that because they don't get natural wind, they become less rigid and a lot weaker. So I wanted to really test that out. This was the original 2 plants I bought for the experiment, but I realized they were a little too big. Now, some people did say I could just use a fan to simulate wind, but where's the fun in that? I ended up building 3D printed pots, which is why you can see me using these much smaller plants, because once I realized these larger plants needed a massive 3D printed pot, I didn't want to spend the money to print it because it probably would have been like almost $40 each pot worth of filament just because it would have been so large, and then the solenoid probably wouldn't have fit that well. Once I designed the actual shaking contraption, the next thing I needed to do is be able to actually measure the strength of the plant. And luckily, there's in fishing, there's these little hook things, and then I looked online. This ended up being a suitcase scale, but it still gave me down to the grams, which is what I needed because I figured that we're not going to get pounds and pounds of resistance, and it'd probably be actual grams. So using that hook maneuver, I could actually pull on the plant at a fixed area on both of them from the start to the finish, and we can measure it pretty accurately. So to get this experiment kicked off, I did pot them up in the 3D printed pots. They're both exactly the same because I want to try and keep everything the same as best as I could. Granted, this is a 2-plant experiment. This would probably be better if I had 20 of these contraptions, but I think by the end you'll get the idea that it was a pretty solid experiment. But anyways, I wanted to let them sit in these pots for about an entire month and let them just get used to it and root in there nicely, because I didn't want to start the experiment right away with all the loose soil after uprooting it basically from the previous pot, and that might cause some issues where there's a lot more flex than there should be. So I put some rocks on top too to kind of weight things down, and I gave it, I think, probably almost 2 months honestly to just settle in that pot and really grip in there nicely, so that way as we flex things we actually saw the plant flexing and not just the soil moving, if that makes any sense. So that was the start of the experiment, and I kind of lined some stuff up with the actual solenoid, gave it a little test wiggle just to make sure things were going to work. Not that I just put that in there for a total of 2 months and then have to start over. So that's how we initiated the experiment. For the actual initial readings, like I said, I tried to create some little contraption with a wheel mechanism and a bar, but I couldn't get things to line up well at all, and just the mechanism was not giving me kind of the results I wanted to. So that's why I gave up on that one with the grid system. And then I decided to rip some of the lower leaves off so everything matched as far as what we can actually physically see. And I believe when I started this experiment, both plants had the same amount of leaves because I didn't want to have too much of an advantage from one to the other. And actually that white sap was kind of interesting because I looked into the whole rubber tree thing, and now this species is not as potent, but that sap you could actually distill down and make rubber from it. So I thought that was kind of cool. But anyways, we took our initial readings here with the scale, and I made sure that where I took the readings from was locked off, and we didn't change it across the entire experiment. That way we can take the readings from the exact same spot and get something pretty consistent. You don't have to worry about the initial readings right now because you'll see that later when I do a direct comparison, but the poles are around 400 to 500 grams, and that's about where I left it off. Later on, you'll see that I pull a lot harder just to see how much resistance we get. But then to set everything up, I did use some felt sort of outdoor carpet fabric that I used in other experiments to wrap around the plant and secure my actual shake jerk point, because I didn't want to physically damage the branch. I think this was a recommendation in previous videos because leading up to this final video with the results, I did have some little teaser videos and some setup videos just to kind of get some ideas from people. So there's a little carpet thing wrapped around, zip tied on there so we don't damage the plant, but we can still shake the heck out of it. And so I put it in a grow tent, just these 2 plants all by themselves under the same light. They had the same exact conditions, and I just let it go for about 40 days. Somewhere in the middle of that though, my basement did flood, and the wires and everything were just kind of laying in the water. Luckily, nothing got damaged, and I didn't have to reprogram an Arduino or do any of the weird wiring. Everything was pretty solid. I think it was down for maybe a total of 2 to 3 days. But either way, the over 40 days gives me well over 250,000 jerks because I think I was doing one every 10 seconds. So if you do the math, it's quite a lot actually. It adds up pretty quick. After the 40-day mark, I did remove them from the grow tent, and here's where we can actually start taking some measurements, and I've got it pretty detailed. But another thing that was quite interesting that someone pointed out was they wanted to know what the actual roots looked like. So some people hypothesized that maybe it wouldn't do so much for the strength, but might cause a lot more root growth or less root growth depending on what it focused on. And that was a good idea because I originally didn't think to unpot them and take a look, but again, I always read the comments, so those kind of suggestions are super helpful. So I did look at the roots, and you can see that they are pretty darn similar. I don't see any really big difference that stands out to me. I mean, there could be like a small percentage difference that I can't see with the naked eye just because I can't like calculate it well. And again, I don't know like what they started at either. We didn't really pay a lot of attention to that in the previous footage, but nothing crazy radical worth calling out. All right, so now for the actual results, we will start with the one that we shook over 250,000 times, and this was actually pretty awesome to see. On the first pull, I pulled a lot harder than we previously measured just to see like how far I could get it. And you can see it does not bend as much as the previous one, which was a much lesser pull. So we for sure strengthened the heck out of this thing. And it's actually a pretty surprising amount, in my opinion, for only 40 days of this process. I'm kind of curious what would happen if I let this go for months and months. But it was kind of hard to maintain because I could hear that like clicking all the time. Honest to God, it almost drove me nuts. But anyways, looking again at like one of the other measurements where I didn't pull as much, I think I pulled a pretty similar amount, you can see that it barely budges compared to how it used to bend. So there is a significant amount of strength in that stem, which is really awesome to see. Now, something that was actually pretty surprising to me was the actual control plant got stronger. Even though I didn't shake it or anything and it just sat still, I think just the natural growth of it, it strengthens itself as it gets a little taller and whatnot. Now, granted, it still flexes a little bit more and it doesn't have the crazy resistance that we saw with the previous plant. It still was a little bit stronger, which was kind of cool to see. So it's nice to know that the plants are still just getting stronger even without the wind or like any shaking, just naturally growing. So that was pretty cool. But again, the previous plant that we actually experimented, I pulled 700 grams on that plant and we saw like less bending, where in this case when I pull 700 grams on it, it does bend more than the previous one. And I know the gram ratio is different and it's pretty close, but the previous like actual experimented plant, that one had so much resistance even at a higher weight pull that it was pretty cool. So I really like seeing the results. I'm glad it actually worked like I thought it would, and it was just pretty neat. Well guys, that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, you can't find this content anywhere else on YouTube. I've thought about this experiment for such a long time and I'm glad I got to actually execute it. And even more so, I'm really happy to see that there was an actual results that we could measure. So it was really cool. This gives me a bunch of other ideas that I'd like to try physically manipulating plants and seeing what happens over like a period of time. So I've got some other stuff in the works. If you got some funny ideas for me to test out, let me know in the comments. And as always, may your plants grow strong and healthy. Keep experimenting. I'll see you next time.